It's a regular and much-loved duty for Alma Dawkins. She's the local volunteer in East Shefford for the church's Conservation Trust.
I just come along just to check that everything's still here, that should be here, and sit down and say a few words to myself and to anybody else who might listen.
St Thomas's is Norman, dating back to about 1100. It owes its existence to the Fetterplace family, who lived in a nearby manor house. The 15th century tomb contains Sir Thomas Fetterplace and his royal Portuguese wife, Lady Beatrice. Regular worship ended here in 1870, but St Thomas's was one of the very first churches rescued by the Conservation Trust. And today their chairman is paying a visit. You may recognise him.
Well, it's so beautiful and it's so intimate. That's the first feeling you get. And then you realize that when you're in here, you're coming face to face with this incredible bit of English history. You can actually see the Reformation happening in here, because we have these medieval wall paintings which remind us that medieval churches were very vibrant and colorful. And then suddenly the Reformation arrives, and the colorful walls are covered in whitewash and inscribed with texts.
The Church of England decides which redundant churches should be saved, and the Church's Conservation Trust now looks after over 300 of them.
Our parish churches have always shown what we aspire to as a society. You know, this is the best it gets. This is always the best that we can do, exemplified in how beautiful our parish churches are. The whole job of the Church's Conservation Trust is to save historic churches and to make sure that, you know, our children, our grandchildren, future generations can get the same amount of pleasure and the same amount of inspiration from parish churches that people have been getting for generations.
Alma has organised a flower festival here and a regular Christmas event. Her daughter was married at St Thomas's, but only after permission from the Archbishop of Canterbury and a lot of hard work.
There's no water, electricity or anything here, so you have to organise everything. It was worth it. It was a wonderful day and everybody enjoyed it very much.
I think there's something actually lovable about this little church, isn't there?
The scale is terrific. It's almost a domestic scale. And you can just relate to the past so vividly when you're in a setting like this, I think.
So what is it that got you your love of churches?
Well, I often think, you know, what is there not to love? Because when you look at a parish church like this, a historic parish church, you see, you know, the story of the land and the people and the development of the culture. I mean, everything about England is embodied in our parish churches. How could anyone not be fascinated by them?